Bronny James and the Blazers get an absolute superstar in the offseason? Stick around and find out. Episode 9 for Bronny's career in the NBA with those Portland Trail Blazers. I know. He's with the Lakers in real life, but I started this before he was drafted, so it is what it is. Now, in this video, it's going to be kind of different. We're going to finish these playoffs right here, and then we'll jump into the 2025 offseason. Can't believe it. It's going to be crazy. We got the generated rookies, so it should be somewhat realistic there. We'll go through all of that, and then once the offseason's over, the video will be finished. We're going to try and do as many more episodes as we can before NBA 2k24 releases, which isn't too far away. Plus we got NCAA College Football 25. I know I say the title weird, but we're grinding that. We have an online dynasty that is a bunch of fun. Torian's doing Road to Glory. So in this one, let's see the rest of the playoffs and see how this turns out. Those Thunder absolutely destroyed us in round 1. They swept us. You saw those in the last video, but let's finish off these playoffs. The Hawks are number 1 in the East. The Mavericks are number 1 in the West. Luka was the MVP, if you remember that. And the series in the East, that is tied 2-2. Mavericks are up over the Rockets. Golden State 3-1. Timberwolves 2-2. And then you see that. Yep, right there. I sucked. 4-0 sweep. The Thunder advance. The Cavs, they beat the New York Knicks pretty easily. The Magic are sitting right there, tied up with the 76ers. We got the Pistons with the lead at 3-1. We'll simulate this round and see how it looks. Upset alert. The Bucks win in 6. 4-2 that series. They probably have the better teams. I have no idea why the Hawks were number 1, but now they'll take on the Pistons, who beat out the Pacers, and the Magic. They came back. Maybe not come back. I think it was tied. They are going to be taking on the Cavs. I can't believe that. That is crazy. On the Magic team is Homer Holmgren. There we go, got his name right. We created a player and put him in there just for fun because we thought we were going to finish out an online season and he wanted to include him. The Mavericks, they have Sammy Smith. He's getting a little bit more playing time, but then you got Luke and Kyrie, so they dominated the Rockets 4-1. The Warriors, they beat the Lakers pretty badly, 4-1 there, so the Warriors advance. And then it's the Thunder against the T-Wolves. That's going to be an intense series. Let's simulate this round. Things are getting super crazy in the West. The 8 and 6 seed Orlando Magic and the Milwaukee Bucks advance to the conference finals, and then it's pretty cookie cutter in the West. The Mavericks will be taking on the Thunder. In the comments, before I hit it, let me know who you think is going to win this finals. I'm probably going to go with Luka and the boys. The Bucks, I don't think they got enough, and I don't think Thunder are quite there yet. So I'm going to go with the Mavericks, see if that happens. But I don't know. Let me know what you think. But now let's simulate this one. Here's your Western Conference Finals MVP, and it is Shea. So most likely my prediction was wrong. The Thunder look like they will be advancing, so Shea absolutely dominated, like he dominated me. 30 points, 7 rebounds, and almost 15 dimes a game. Absolutely crazy. In the East, Giannis Antetokounmpo, 25 points, 12 rebounds and 4 assists and almost 3 blocks. Well, not almost, 2.5, but still pretty darn good. So looks like it's going to be the Bucks against the Thunder. Well, if you guessed Bucks or Thunder, you're still alive. Let's simulate it one game at a time. Here we go. And the Bucks take a 1-0 lead against the Thunder the next game. If it goes 7, maybe we'll jump into that 7th game and just kind of see what happens. 1-1 now in this series. Let's do the next one. Thunder 2-1 lead now in the series. Can they finish the job? Giannis is looking for his 3rd title. If we simulate it here and it's done, that is what it is. Let's see if the Thunder get it in 5 games, and they do. That Thunder team absolutely smoked me. Then they played a tough team, and the T-Wolves had a decent series, did the damage to the Mavericks, and now they are the world champs, beating out the Bucks 4-1. What a run by the Thunder. They're going to be a tough team to contend with this entire series that I got going. The finals MVP, and you probably predicted it, Shea. Oh my gosh, 40 points average. That is absolutely insane in 5 games. I mean, 66% from the field. He also shot 46.2% from the 3-point line. He was absolutely on fire and dominated in the playoffs against those Bucks. Probably pretty easy because he probably had somebody like Dame guarding him and he can't play defense. And so, yeah, 40 points though, that's nuts. Here we are for the off-season stuff. I'll simulate most of it for you guys, but the good stuff, I'll get into it and show you like the transactions, the draft, and all those things. I'm looking to make some trades, absolutely for sure, because Ayton, he struggled against the playoffs against Chet and those guys. He had a great season for us, but it's just not enough. So I got to change my team up. I like the core, I like the young pieces, but we definitely need to make some moves. So I'll simulate some of these. Once we get to the spot that you need to see, I'll let you see it. Well, that didn't take long. Unfortunately, LeBron James is retiring at the age of 40. Unbelievable. I believe, and we can probably look here and see what his stats were his final year as a Laker, and he still dominated. 25.9 points per game, 6 and 6 for rebounds and assists. Just still absolutely dominated. So he probably didn't need to retire, but at 40, it's probably a good idea. Kyle Lowry, Al Horford, Kevin Love, and Derrick Rose finished out his career on the Lakers. We're going down now, and oh my gosh, Reggie Jackson, Serge. We had some good people retire here. Oh my gosh, Klay Thompson, the Splash Brother. One of them, he is done at age 35, 79 overall still. Did he still have a decent year? He did okay for Orlando, 14.8 points per game. Nothing special, but that's a key piece that they're losing. Is there anybody else that is big that is going to be retiring? Probably doesn't look like it. So, can't believe it. LeBron is done, and a couple other guys that have been in the league forever. LeBron James going right into that Hall of Fame. 4 MVPs, 21 All-Star selections, 4 championships, 4 Finals MVPs, 13 All-NBA first team, and then you see it 4, 4, and 5. I mean, obviously, one of the GOATs, if not the GOAT for some people. Wouldn't put it in my category, but darn good player if you ask me. The Thunder just got done winning the NBA Finals, and now they got a chance at the #1 pick because of the Clippers. I think that was the trade for Paul George and those guys in SGA, all that movement, but there they are. #1, they have a chance. Let's see how that goes. Thankfully, they dropped all the way to the 5th spot. Still gonna get a pretty decent guy, but the Celtics #1, which is crazy as well, because, I mean, they already have a stacked roster. Pelicans, Grizzlies, Rockets are the top 5. Looking at the contracts, we got some people that are key pieces that could be leaving. Ayton, like I said, he might be leaving already. Grant is taking up a lot of money. Don't like that. Chris Paul, he was there to mentor Bronny. I can't believe he didn't retire at age 40. Holy smokes, he's still there. Then we got Sharp. He's going to be potentially leaving, or we got to make a decision for him after the team option for the 4th year. Simons. We got some guys that could potentially be leaving this team. We got that core lockdown, but some of the better pieces, we got to figure that out or get something for them before they just leave us for nothing. Here's one of the trades that I can do, and oh my gosh, Kawhi, the Claw. $50 million a year, 2 years. You know, he's so much better than Ayton, but I just can't do it, especially for that age and his price. I'm just not going to happen. Here's a trade we're going to do. Sammy Smith and Gatford for Ayton and Simons. My guys are better, but they're a little bit older. Well, not Gafford. And their money, contract, all those things expiring. And I kind of want to see how Sammy Smith does with Bronny James and the guards. Plus Simons, I love him. I like him. He's a great scorer. But the backcourt is already filled with Scoot Henderson and Bronny, so this is how it's going to go down. After that trade, let's see what happens in this draft. Cooper Flagg is in this one. He's probably going #1. Like I said, the Celtics pick Flagg #1. That is a great punch. They got Tatum, Brown, and now Flagg and all the other pieces, so that Celtics team will be very tough. The Pelicans go with a 7-2 monster. Decent pick, I think. I'm honestly don't know how to say his name or who he really is, but at 7-2, that's pretty hard to stop, especially against some of these small centers in the NBA nowadays. The Grizzlies with the 3rd pick go with Ace Bailey from Rutgers, 6'9". I actually have an online dynasty with me and some friends for NCAA College Football 25. I'm Rutgers right now, and they're all Ohio State and a bunch of studs, so I'll see how that goes. I lost game 2, so that sucks, but Bailey, I'm not sure. Not sure who he is, 6'9", probably an athletic wing, taller guy. Probably can defend and be athletic, so probably a good pick for the Grizzlies. Another guy from Rutgers, I love it. Dylan Harper, 6'6" shooting guard to the Rockets. Rockets have the 4th and I believe the 6th pick, but we're only going to do the top 5 and then we'll move on from there. The 6'7" guard from Kentucky is going to the Thunder with the 5th pick. VJ, no idea. Wish I watched some more college basketball so I know who this guy is. But going #5, I got a feeling he's pretty good. Here we go. Finally, with the 28th pick from the Dallas Mavericks, we're on the clock. Let's see what we can do with this one. Probably not going to be anything good. Instead of making a pick here, we're going to trade Grant and that huge contract. He came up huge for us. But look at that contract, $32 million a year for 3 more years. Unbelievable. So we're going to get Jalen Williams from the Thunder, one of their picks later on down the road, and we're going to give up our pick right now. Williams shows he can hit some 3-pointers, spread that defense. He's only 6'9", but I like what I get here. Plus, he's 23 years old, potentially with potential still going up. So that's probably going to be the draft for us. We didn't do much, made a small trade. We'll see how the season goes. After some free agency, of course, because now we got some money. Here's the rest of the draft picks after pick #5. I'll scroll down a little bit. I'm not going to spend too much time on this one. Let you guys take a look to see where everybody kind of went. I don't know much about this roster, or not the roster, but the rookies coming in 2025. But this, scrolling down all the way to the bottom, we didn't pick in the first round. Kind of sucks, but we got a very young team. We think we made some moves where we opened up some money for free agency to get some new players to go along with Sammy Smith and the boys. And of course, this video is all about Bronny James. So now I don't even know what's going to happen. It's going to be absolutely crazy. Here's the free agents, and things are going to shake up if these guys don't go back to the original team. Oh my gosh, Tatum, Mitchell, Kyrie Irving, Jimmy Butler, Scotty Barnes. I mean, these guys are some players and some beasts. If I can get one of these superstars, it would be incredible. Not everyone has an opportunity to come to me. They're probably going to go back to most of their original teams, but we'll see what we can do here. Tatum is the guy we're going to put a bid on first. He has 15 other offers. They're all great, but we're going to cap it out and see if we can just land an absolute superstar. We got young pieces. We don't have a whole bunch of money spent on our team yet. This is going to be close to $60 million a frickin' year. Just absolutely insane. I don't normally do this in franchises, but I'm going to go for it. I doubt he comes to us because, you know, we're the Blazers, but we'll see what happens. Lauri Markkanen is the next guy we're going to go for. A lot cheaper than Tatum, but still a ton of money. $35 million basically a year, and then year 4, it's at $40 million. So absolutely insane. You know, he doesn't play center, but maybe I'll stick him there. Spread out the court, hit some three-pointers. Good assist option for Bronny and the boys, but it all really comes down to Jason Tatum and if we land that monster. But let's go see where the third guy is. John Collins will be that next one, and the last one we get a chance at in the first day here of 3. $31 million a year basically. And you know, I love rim runners, somebody pick and roll, throw lobs, but this guy, he can actually step outside, hit a three-pointer and like Ayton. The defensive, you know, presence down low is gonna hurt, and he doesn't get as good as for rebounds, but it is what it is. So let's see what happens with these 3 guys. Well, things are absolutely crazy now. Jason Tatum looks like he's coming to the Blazers. I can't freaking believe it. I thought we had no chance. Maybe I offered him too much money, but oh well. Like I said, our roster is young. We got pieces around him, so we'll see what we can do. Get a superstar and see how deep we can make it in those playoffs. Tatum, you better deliver for us. Here's the player progression. All of those green up arrows. Gotta love to see that. Got a young team that's getting better, and now we added Jason Tatum. That is just going to be incredible. Sharp 88 overall, pretty freaking solid. This lineup is going to be stacked for the Blazers. I got a shot, and after this, we're going to look at rest of the league because, oh my gosh, there has been a bunch of changes now. But position by position, Scoot Henderson 84, Bronny goes up to 75, goes up 4 overall. His three-pointer now is an 85. I just got to learn that release, and he will be flat out money. Sharp, like I said, 88. Here it is. Holland and Williams, they both go up 4 and 3, and then Sammy Smith. I got a lot of depth here. It's going to be fun to watch. I'm curious to see what Sammy Smith does on this team because it's just going to be a lot of fun. That's all I can say about that. Power forwards, Jason Tatum is absolute stud. And then our center position, not the greatest. I'll figure out a lineup to kind of work with what we got going on. Gafford, Jalen Williams, and some guy from the G League, George Brooks. I doubt he's real, probably a 2K guy, but 7'2", 77 overall, and can kind of hit a three-pointer. I gotta take that. I absolutely love it, but this team is stacked. So I can't wait to see what happens. I'm pumped for this season to see what Jason Tatum, Bronny, and the boys do for these Blazers. Before looking at all the teams, here's the best players in the league, and it starts with Shea, 98 overall. Oh my gosh, you saw it in the finals. 40 points per game, and Giannis right behind him. It's 97. Luka, Joker, Ja Morant, Anthony Edwards, Halliburton, which is absolute stud, and then Wemby, 95 overall, an absolute monster. Can't believe it. 21 years old. He's gonna own this league, I tell you what. First team, not too many changes here. Robinson is the new piece. The team's okay, nothing great. The Bucks, they lost Chris Middleton. I can't remember what team he's on, so we'll see him there. But Sengun, Damian Lillard, and then the guys just kind of aren't too great from there. They also lost Bobby Portis. He went to the same team Chris Middleton went with. I just can't remember the team. Sengun and Giannis, I don't think that's anything special. I wouldn't be surprised if they missed the playoffs. Chicago Bulls, yeah, their team's not very great. They didn't get any different really pieces, so we'll move on quickly. Here's one of the big changes. Jimmy Butler is now on the Cavs, and they lost Mitchell and they lost Evan Mobley. I mean, I don't know what their team is going to do now without those guys. Those guys were absolute studs. Jimmy Butler's good. He's a different player than Donovan Mitchell. And then the Celtics, obviously. We took Jason Tatum from them. They still have Porzingis, Derek White, Drew Holiday, and Cooper Flagg down there. So they still got a decently nice team. I think they're going to make a playoff push for sure with Porzingis and Brown. But losing Tatum is definitely going to hurt that team. The Clippers, they suck. It's bad. 86 overall Kawhi Leonard, Zubac, and then Paul George at 82. They lost James Harden to free agency. Not sure where he went. We might see him. We might not because I'm not going to scroll down far enough. Grizzlies, they got a decent team. Not a whole bunch of changes, I don't think, but there's their overalls. I didn't look long enough to really dive into them. The Atlanta Hawks, pretty decent team. Murray, he's still there. He's not like he's on the Pelicans like he is in real life. So not a terrible team, but nothing special. The Miami Heat, Marketing goes to the Heat. Jimmy Butler, like you saw, already on the Cavs. Bam, 87, best player. They're deep, nothing special though, I don't think. The Hornets, they got LaMelo Ball, 92, so that should be pretty decent. Miller, that's where he went. Middleton went to the Hornets along with Bobby Portis, so that should definitely help. I can see the Hornets making it to the playoffs somehow. Siakam and Jamal Murray, no longer with the Nuggets. He's on the Utah Jazz. That should change up this team quite a bit. We saw Siakam in the play-in tournament, and he did his work. He did his thing, but not great enough. The Sacramento Kings, they got Jonathan Kuminga on their team as well. So we'll see what happens. I hope they do well because I like them, but I'm not so sure on them. The Knicks, they didn't make any big changes. They still got mainly the same guys. Robert Williams from us because of a trade we did a while ago, but I think they needed to probably add a little bit more if they could. This is the team that's going to be different because of LeBron James leaving. They got Anthony Davis and then Cameron Thomas, Austin Reeves, Naz Reid. There we go. Rui still went back. Marvin Bagley, not that great of a team. See what the Lakers are going to do. The Magic, like I said, after making the playoffs, losing Wagner. Suggs is decent. Carter's decent. Anthony Black, new guy. And then here, Homer Holmgren, he went up quite a bit, so he should be starting now. The creative players from last year's draft that we put in should do a lot more now, and I'm curious to see how that turns out, especially with Sammy Smith on the Blazers now. Here's the Mavericks. Kyrie was a free agent possibility, and he stayed with the Mavericks, and now they got Ayton and Simons. This team is gonna be absolutely scary. I can see them winning it all with this lineup after they just missed out because of the Thunder. Brooklyn Nets, that's where Donovan Mitchell goes. And Cade Cunningham. This team could be scary with those guys. After that, it's just a bunch of dudes. But Cade Cunningham and Donovan Mitchell, if they can work out together, could be a pretty good team. Joker, Porter, and Gordon, those are the big three. No more Murray. We'll see what happens with the Nuggets. When you got Joker, I think you can do basically anything you want and still have a push into the playoffs. Pacers, they were in the playoffs last year. They did decent. Turner came back. I don't know if they changed up a whole bunch, but Halliburton at 95 overall runs that offense, so he's a stud. Pelicans, they got a decent team. They lost. No, they didn't. CJ McCollum's still there. He's just gotten a lot worse. Zion, 93. Not Bobby Ingram. That's an old wide receiver for the Hawks way back in the day. Holy smokes. Brandon Ingram. So that team should be decent. Detroit Pistons, they look like they suck, so we're not staying there long. Toronto Raptors, Scotty Barnes, he's pretty good, but the team didn't change much. Houston Rockets, I can't remember what happened here, but they got a pretty good team. We'll see what they can do. Jalen Green can get some absolute buckets. Wemby and Evan Mobley. That is just unfair. The posts are huge. Just reminds me of Tim Duncan and David Robinson back in the day for the Spurs. But these guys can stretch the floor some. The other two I think were better, but it's just insane. So this team is definitely going to be troublesome. The Suns, they got Booker, Durant, and then Beal, 82 overall. Oh my gosh, he took a huge hit. And then Yusuf Nurkic, and that's it. So I don't know. The Suns might not be good. The Thunder, absolute monster of a team. 98, 92, 89. You saw them in the playoffs. You saw them in the finals. They absolutely rolled, and Shea's a big part of that. And Holmgren, oh my gosh, stud. Anthony Edwards, stud in this game. Just like real life, pretty much the same team, not a whole bunch of changes. You saw the Portland Trail Blazers ready. Hopefully we can get those negative ones to go away, but I think we're going to be pretty decent. I'm going to sim a lot of the season just so I can get to the playoffs and do things. With all the other games we got playing and what we're doing, I don't got time to play every single game or even a lot of them anymore in the season. So we're going to try and get some seasons done and moving forward now with this one. Curry and the Warriors absolutely suck. They're terrible. Curry's going to have to do everything at age 37, and I just don't think it's possible. Maybe one of the worst teams in the NBA right now in this league. And then the Wizards. Wagner, after going with the Magic in the playoffs, he now goes to the Wizards, and they suck. Their team's deep, got a lot of 80s, but not very good. So we'll see a lot of huge changes. Mitchell and Butler were the big ones, and then obviously Jason Tatum. So I'm very curious how this league turns out. But yeah, let's go look at the calendar real quick and wrap up this video. Here's the first month and a half of the calendar. Nothing special, but thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate it. Hit like, hit subscribe. That way you get notified when we release a new video for this season or anything we got going on. We got NCAA, College Football 25, other video games that we play. We're going to try and go live a few more times. And then this season, because this one is absolutely crazy. I can't believe what's going to happen. I have no idea how it's going to turn out with Jason Tatum, now with Bronny and all the boys. Just absolutely insane. Still working on my Sean Kemp video to see how his career goes. So if you hit like, hit subscribe, hit that bell, that way you can get notified anytime one of the videos drops. Appreciate everything you guys do, and hope you have a great day.